Hey everyone, so today I don't even know if I'm gonna post this episode. I'm just gonna record it and see what happens. So, my most requested podcast episode idea and most requested video idea for years has been to talk about my high school experience. Like, everybody asked for it. I don't know why, but I will just talk about it. I have to prepare my voice because I'm going to be talking a lot. So, pretty much, I had the worst years of high school ever. Now, I've always been bullied in school, like my whole life, ever since elementary school. So, it's not very, like, different. But high school was, very different. So, I first went to the high school on my side of the city where I live. And I decided to leave because the guys there were just awful, like literally awful. They would just constantly body shame me for being skinny and not curvy and just, being flat, and it was just annoying me. I didn't want to, go to high school with the people I grew up with just because I wanted something fresh and new, and these people were just not the greatest. Obviously not all of them were awful, but I just needed a break. And the school just, it was, I mean, literally as I was deciding whether to leave or not, I remember like walking in the hallway, and there was like a group of people, and at this school there was just constant groups of people in the hallway. Like the hallways were like a zoo. So it was just like a weird group of people. I just thought they were just standing there, and I was trying to get to class because we had like separate buildings we had to like go to and walk across. Like it was just annoying, especially in the winter. Like, no thanks. But anyway, so and I was trying to get through this crowd, and I get punched in the face. And I literally like fall to the floor, and it's these two guys having a fight, and I didn't even know it was a fight happening because everyone always like hurtled around in groups, and I was just trying to get to class. I get fucking like punched, and I'm like, God, I'm like, how the hell do I get out of here? Like, and I'm trying to get out, and like these stupid annoying guys are fighting like children, and then I fall to the floor. And by the way, I'm wearing heels. And I'm literally like in hell right now. And then I finally get up, and then a teacher comes and literally shoves me to the wall to get to the fight of the guys. So it's literally like a fucking movie. Like, I'm trying to get up, and this teacher like shoves me to the fucking wall, and I crawl out of that circle. And after that I was like, yeah, I'm switching schools. So after that happened, I was like, yeah, I'm good. This school is hell. So that's when I switched to the other side of the city. And the other side of the city is very different from where I live. They're very rich over there. They have money. If you see the houses, you would throw up. I remember like back when I was door dashing, and I was like trying to save up money for my nose job. It was hell. I hated door dashing because I literally would drive like so far and get like a $0 tip. I literally had to go to a fucking Motel 6 once. Like, I'm not even kidding. I had to go to a Motel 6, and like this random guy was outside waiting for his food, and he just took it from me and left without saying a word, and I got no tip for that. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So this side of the city, like, I've had to deliver to these humongous mansions, like very rich people. I'm not saying like every single person on that side is rich, but like 99%. So I did not realize what I was getting into. And these are the type of people that like question you when you're not getting a Jeep for your 16th birthday. Like, they're like, why are you not getting one? Like, do your parents not love you? So yeah, it's tough. So pretty much when I first went to this school, I wanted to like fit in because I'm going to a new school. I didn't want to like stand out like a sore thumb like immediately. So I dressed very basic. I wore like leggings and like Victoria's Secret pink sweatshirt, and like these fake Uggs because I would never wear Uggs because apparently they're made of skinned alive animals. It's what my uncle told me like in 2012, and I never bought Uggs just because of that. I don't even know if it's true, but if it is, then I'm glad I never had Uggs. But anyway, I had like my fake Uggs, and then I had like my Vera Bradley bag. So I was like just trying so hard to fit in with these people, and it worked. Like, people were really nice to me at first because I looked like them. But once you stop looking like them, that's when hell broke loose. So pretty much, these people are very judgmental, and they don't like people who are different from them. So I pretty much started dressing the way I wanted. This is ninth grade, and my main fashion inspiration at this time was like Scream Queens, Joanna Kushka. I don't even know if I said her last name right. I'm so sorry, Joanna. American Apparel, like 2014 Tumblr, like that's what was happening. So I would go to school in like faux fur coats and mini skirts and knee-high socks and heels. And when I started dressing like that, people treated me like I was an alien or a creature. And ninth grade, I have to say, it wasn't as bad. Like, obviously I still got made fun of a lot, but it wasn't like to the point where it was like killing me. And I had a lot of really great friends, but they were seniors because I was in theater class. I was just in the class, though. I didn't like do any plays because I was like too insecure to actually get on stage. I just did not feel talented enough. But anyway, I had great friends in theater class, and they were like the nicest people. Like, the class, I think of what? It was maybe the class of 2016, because I went into high school, I think, at 2015. And then that senior class graduated 2016. So the class of 2016, I have to say, was like the last good part of the generation. They were like the nicest, best people ever. And when they left, that is when I was alone, and I was like, damn it, what am I going to do? So 10th grade was when hell broke loose. 10th grade, I still did my YouTube. And people found out about it, and that's the problem. People found out about my YouTube. So I would come into school dressed this way, and I had a YouTube channel, and people did not like that. They literally they acted like you were like a criminal. Like, it was just so weird. Like, so they found out about it, and and these girls started posting about it. And obviously I'm not going to say anybody's name in this podcast, so you guys can calm the fuck down if anyone's listening to this. Don't start anything with me. I'm not saying anyone's name. I'm going to keep everyone's identity secret and private. Even if you treated me like shit and left me with trauma, I'm not going to say your name. So it's all right. I'm just going to call everyone person. So person number one, this person is the most evil out of everyone that bullied me my entire life. This person, I actually think, like, I'm going to be honest, I don't think this person has a soul. Like, you could even see in her eyes that she was like just evil, pure evil. So pretty much this girl, I never knew her. I'm going to be all the people who bullied me in high school, by the way, never spoke to them in my life. Like, never in my life. So anyway, you know that now. So she started posting about me, and my friend was like, oh, do you see her? Like, she's posting about your videos and making fun of you. And I looked at it, and the comments were all just like, oh, I always see that girl. I hate her. She's so annoying. She's so embarrassing. She's so cringy. Like, what's wrong with her? Like, blah, blah, like, and I would see all these comments. And after I saw that, I was just kind of like, oh, this is how everyone thinks about, like, even the people who would be fake nice to me, like, they were commenting on this girl's Finsta about me. And I was just like, oh, okay, so everyone hates me. I kind of fit. This is why I kind of, relate to Jenny Humphrey, I'm going to be honest, because everyone hates her. And, like, I get that. So, yeah, everyone hated me. Everyone thought of me as an embarrassment and cringy and blah, blah, blah. So, it started getting worse. And this girl hated me to the point where she wanted so badly to beat me up. Like, I'm not even kidding, like, for no reason. I did nothing, and yet she wanted so badly to beat me up. And I went through all 4 years of high school without getting into a fight, just because I don't believe in fighting, like physical fights. I just don't believe in that. I feel like it's immature, and it's not a way to settle a argument, in my opinion. And I don't want a video of me in a fight circulating on the internet. You know what I mean? So that's why I never wanted to get in a fight. I avoided it like the plague, and I don't know how I avoided it. I had people like looking for me in the hallways, constantly searching for me, hunting me down like a fucking manhunt. Like, I'm not even kidding. It was like a manhunt against me. So yeah, they would always say, like, you know, they wanted me dead. So they were trying their best to get me to commit suicide. So I don't know why, but so these people wanted me dead, like genuinely dead. So, you know, they'd say that they threatened to throw me down the stairs so I can break my neck and die. They'd tell me other things that I can't say because they're too graphic for podcasts. I'm not even going to get into the details because it gets really graphic. But anyway, they hated me, like her and her minions. That exists, by the way. Like mean, evil bitches at school with their minions, that's the thing. I don't know if it still is in this new generation, but when I was in high school, it was a thing. So, and the popular girls, by the way, are never pretty or stylish. That's also a lie that movies tell you. Anyway, back to what I was saying. They hated me. And this person, obviously, like, they do not, like I said, like, they were an evil person. Even, like, when we'd have, like, those, like, assemblies on suicide, like, she would be laughing the whole time because she genuinely thought, like, it was a funny thing. Like, these people were just demented in the head. So, of course, you know, every time I have a bully, it's never just the person who's like, oh, you're ugly. Like, no, it's the personally, like, demented people who they did not care if they went to jail. Like, I think they've been to jail before too. Like, they just, you know, that's the type of people I get. I can't just get the, you know, Lizzie McGuire Biggest Loser at gmail.com. I couldn't get that. So anyway, these people did not like me. I had to deal with a lot. I had literally people playing my videos in class when it was quiet to embarrass me. I couldn't walk in the hallways without people pointing at me and laughing at me and quoting things from my videos, screaming them at me. I had to literally, like, I was always in the office and I had to, like, leave class early because people were threatening to beat me up. I had to, you know, and I couldn't walk the hallways without people just fucking going at it, you know, making fun of me. So I had to, like, leave class early. I had to do some of my work in the office. It was just really just annoying. And that's why I was failing my classes, because I was just dealing with so much and I was being taken out of classes, taking tests, like, to deal with this bullshit. And let me tell you, I hated my vice principal. He was a fucking douchebag. He literally did not care about my well-being at all. He did nothing about anything. Like, I was always in the office and he would just interrogate me. He was like, what did you do to this girl to make her hate you so much? Because there's no way you did nothing and she wants you dead. And I'm just like, I didn't do anything. I've never spoken to this girl in my entire life. I still haven't spoken to this girl. And he didn't believe me. Like, I literally had teachers interrogating me, trying to get an answer out of me when I did nothing wrong, because they couldn't believe that someone hated me that much. It's ridiculous. So I was always he never helped. Like, he would just be like, oh, yeah, I gave her detention. Like, she doesn't care. Like, these people don't care about detention, you know what I mean? And it was just so annoying that, you know, no one did anything to help me at all. Like, I was literally just on my own with this, you know, and he was just so, like, weird to me. Like, he just, like, he acted like she was the victim. Like, he was like, oh, well, that's just her personality, and, you know, she's just a very violent person. I'm like, okay, like, what the fuck? Like, why are you defending her? Like, I swear, like, there's just something going on with him and the other girl. Like, it's just weird because he treated her, like, put her on a pedestal, yet she was a demented person. So just very weird, and I hated the authority at that school. The only, like, I mean, like, there was only a couple of teachers I liked, but most of them just don't care. Like, they have so many assemblies about suicide and bullying, and yet they don't give a fuck about your mental health at all. So anyway, back to what I was saying. It started getting worse, and people started to take pictures of me in the hallway, like bad angles of my body, and post them. And after seeing, like, the comments, like, on that, like, that's when I wrote a note, if you know what I'm talking about. I was going to do it, and it was just a really tough time for me, and it was just so bad. Thankfully I didn't, because I realized, like, I came to a realization, like, these people want me dead. So if I kill myself right now, they're gonna be happy, and I just did that for them. I just did them a favor for no reason. So that's why I didn't end up going through with it. So I'm glad I didn't. But anyway, and they were so obsessed with my body. They were so obsessed with saying I had no ass. Like, I never said I did. And that's why, like, I never post, like, butt kind of photos now, and I'm traumatized, like, of looking good in photos. Like, I'm scared to look good in photos. Like, I took a picture the other day in this outfit, and I didn't even post it just because my butt looked too good, and I thought people were gonna think, like, I photoshopped it. Like, I literally, like, I'm just so traumatized by that, and, like, the comments were all just, like, body shaming me to death, and, like, guys saying that, like, I had no ass, she's flat, she's so skinny, she looks like an anorexic, like, skeleton, like, just everything. And I still have screenshots of everything, and sometimes when I go on my old laptop, like, I accidentally look at it, and it, like, just gives me, like, flashbacks, because it was the worst time of my life, like, seeing all that. I felt like I was, like, a celebrity without the fame and the money, like, you know what I mean? I was just going through, like, the worst of it, and everyone posted about my body. They were, like, obsessed. It was so fucking weird. Like, even, like, seniors, like, the senior girl that everyone thought was, like, the sweetest little angel, she posted a photo of me and, like, put a 90-degree angle on my back, and, like, everyone was obsessed with, you know, like, and saying I had scoliosis. Like, you want to know something? Every other person, like, especially the girls who bullied me, they all arched their backs in photos. They all did. But when I did it, because I was getting body shamed every day and I felt insecure and, like, had to pose that way, like, also, in modeling, you're told to pose that way, which is weird. But anyway, so that's what I was used to. Literally, like, everyone else did it, but when I did it, I got scrutinized. Like, it was just so annoying how I was the only one who got scrutinized and bullied for posing that way, and yet everyone else can do it but me. And it was, you know what? It was the same with YouTube. Like, I knew girls in high school, and some of them were my friends. Like, I'm not trying to hate on them. I'm just saying, like, they did YouTube and they got praised by everybody. Literally, everybody praised them for that, and yet I was the only one who got fucking tortured for years for it. So it's just unfair, you know? Like, I felt like everything I did was getting just, you know, called embarrassing and cringy. And it was just really annoying. Like, every time I would go on my phone, it would be like a new photo someone posted about me, or a new hate thing, or a new blah, 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 a new threat. Like, it was just constant at this point, and it was, like, the worst time of my life. And I had, like, a couple of friends, but that didn't last, obviously. My friendships never lasted. But anyway, it was tough, and I was just going through, like, just pure hell. And more, like, even, like, this girl, I remember she tortured me, but she actually apologized, when she was graduating. She apologized for everything she did to me, and I forgave her, because I try not to hold grudges, especially if people are willing to actually apologize for their actions. The first girl never apologized, obviously. She never will. This girl is the spawn of Satan, but the other girl did, so I forgave her, even if she did put me through hell. Art class was my escape from everything, because it was the place where I was allowed to express myself and I wasn't gonna get bullied for it. And that girl, the second girl, she was in my art class, and she would just constantly make fun of me with her best friend, and, you know, make comments and look at me and laugh, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, she would take photos of me in that class. And I remember there was this boy I thought was, like, so cute in that class. And I think she found out and told him, like, some lie about me. I'm going to be honest, like, I don't know what she told him, but whatever it was obviously really bad. I could not even get up to get paint at the same time as him, because he would run away. Like, he would fucking run away from me. Like, this dude hated me for no reason. And I'm still angry about that, because I looked at a photo of him recently, and he's still cute. I'm like, damn it, like, ugh, why did high school suck for me? I could never get any guys that I wanted because I was, the center of the joke. It sucked. And growing up as, like, the girl that is known as the ugly girl or whatever, it really, like, fucks with you. Because I still feel like I am that ugly girl, you know what I mean? But anyway, as I was saying, I'm losing my voice already. I'm trying my best to, like, hold on to it. That's why I sound tired, because my voice is dying. So, yeah, 10th grade, that was 10th grade. That was just, like, I'm probably forgetting, like, so much, just because it's, like, I try to forget about it, but, just the worst you could possibly imagine in high school, that's it. So, that was the worst year of my life, and, it was terrible. It was just pure awful. So, pretty much, I finally, 10th grade finally ended. And I don't know how I survived, because, I really don't know. Like, I was crying every day at school. And I still remember, like, this girl, one of the girls that bullied me. And I remember her saying, nothing in this world makes me happier than seeing Bella Lombardi cry in pain. Like, these girls literally, they were so happy to see me in pain, and I don't know what I did for them to think that way. I would never, like, be happy to see somebody cry or, like, want to kill themselves. Like, I never did anything to anyone, so it's very weird how they thought that way. And demented, like I said, very demented, but that's just who they were. They were very demented people. And even on social media, like, I was getting a lot of hate, but I also had a lot of fans at the time, and every time, like, people who bullied me, and they would comment hate stuff on my posts, like, my fan pages are just people who call themselves fans. They would literally, like, attack them in their DMs, and I'd have these people, like, the girls bullying me, be like, can you get your followers to leave me alone? And I'd just be like, no. Like, sorry, yeah, you don't like how it feels, huh? So, yeah, that was funny. So, again, like, my followers have helped me through so much. Like, seriously, if I did not have social media during that time, I would have just ended it, like, just been gone, because I would have nobody, you know what I mean? But it was just really tough, and not easy to deal with. Trust me. I felt like I was in, like, a terrible high school movie. But yeah, so that was, like, the worst year. It was awful, and I was just looked at as a joke. And, I remember hearing Madison Beer on a live stream, and she was saying how, like, and this was around the time everyone was making fun of that video of her walking down the street and then posing. Like, first of all, what is wrong with that? Like, people are so mean to her for no reason. I don't know why. It's so weird. Like, and she was saying how she feels like everything she does is embarrassing and cringy, and she doesn't even want to leave her house. And that is exactly how I felt all my life, is just, like, a joke. I still feel like that. Like, and that's why I just want to be successful so bad, because I'm so sick of feeling like this. But yeah, so that was how I felt for years. I just felt useless, and I was having a lot of family issues too at this time, and a lot of family members just did not like me, and they treated me just, like I wasn't even family. So I just felt really alone during this time. So it was terrible. But yeah, so now it was 11th grade. Let's get to 11th grade. So, okay, 11th grade, I decided to, like, it was, like, I think in the beginning of the year, I wanted to do a social experiment. I was like, okay, what if I dress normal? Like, what if I go to school and dress normal and see, like, if people still bully me? And that did not stop them at all in any way, shape, or form. So, pretty much, this is the beginning of the school year, by the way. So the girl's still there, the main girl. And every single day in the hallway, she screams ugly or catfish at me. Like, she's just screaming it. And it was obviously getting annoying. And I remember once, and this is proof, guys, that sorry, I'm losing my voice. This is proof that people who bully other people, they cannot take what they give. You know what I mean? So pretty much I've never defended myself against these people, never. And I was walking one day and she said, her, religious, you're ugly, catfish, blah, 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 like daily affirmations towards me. So I was just talking about, because I was with my friends at the time walking, and she was like across the hall at this point, and I was with my friends, and I think I like called her a whore or something. I was like, it's fucking whore. And somehow she heard that, like from across the hallway, me quietly saying that to my friend. And I was already up the stairs at this point, and I heard her scream, "Who the fuck said that?" Like, she was screaming like a fucking, like, banshee and running in the hallways. And I was like, is this person a child? Like, you've literally told me several times that, like, you've literally spent years trying to get me to kill myself, and you cannot stand being called a whore. Like, what does that even, like, it's just, like, really? Like, that's what sets you off? So it was just so weird. And I pretty much, like, was in class, and my friend came and was like, "You're in trouble." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And my friend was like, "She's literally running around the hallways into every class looking for you." I'm like, "I'm sorry, the teachers aren't doing anything?" They're like, "No." I'm not even kidding, guys. The teachers did not care. Like, the teachers that I went to school with did nothing to help. Like, this girl's running into every class screaming, "Where's Bella? I want to beat her ass." I'm not kidding. She was saying this. And I had friends in other classes say that she was actually, like, saying that in every class. And the teachers did not do anything. So she got into my class, and she didn't see me because she was just filled with anger and foam at the mouth. And I was just sitting there. She runs and she's like, "Where's Bella? I want to beat her ass. Where is she?" And you want to know what the teacher said? The teacher's like, "Oh, just wait in the hallway." Like, what? I'm like, does anyone else see what's happening? Like, everyone's in their own world. Like, they're talking to their friends. I don't even, like, notice her screaming. I'm like, is this, like, a natural occurrence that just happens every day? Like, no one's, like, acknowledging it? And then I raise my hand, and when she goes in the hallway, and then I'm telling the teacher, I'm like, "You do realize that she's talking about me, right?" He was like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "She wants to beat my ass. I'm the person she's talking about." And he was like, "Oh." He's like, "Oh, well, I should probably tell the principal then." I'm like, yeah, maybe. I mean, like, maybe do something about the girl screaming and running around the hallways, like a crazy person. Like, literally no one is doing anything about this. Like, she's literally running into every class screaming she's gonna beat someone's ass, and no one's doing anything. Like, and this girl did not have respect for any teacher. She called teacher bitches and tell them to fuck off. Like, and no one did anything. So again, like, this is the school I went to. The teachers did not care. And they also had a rule where if you get beat up, you can't defend yourself or else you get arrested. Like, weird shit. Like, it's just like, okay, like, what do you want me to do? Just sit there and get punched? So anyway, I was just like, why is no one doing anything? And of course, I get called down to the office. And you guys want to know what happened? So the vice principal, the douchebag I was talking about before, this guy said, "Oh, she said that you called her a whore." And I was like, "Yeah, she spends every morning insulting me in the hallways." And I quietly said that to my friend. He was like, "That language is not allowed in this school and you have detention for 2 days." I was like, what the fuck? I was like, dude, this girl was running around the hallway screaming she's gonna beat someone up, and I get detention. And guys, I had to sit in the office for detention. I couldn't even sit in the cafeteria because it was dangerous for me, because everyone who wanted to beat me up was there. Like, you guys don't see who the real issue is. Like, I get detention for calling someone a whore quietly. Oh no, like, it was just fucking ridiculous. Like, it was just insane. Like, the teachers did not care about anyone's well-being. It was just insane. So I had to do detention for 2 days just because my mom literally was so enraged. She was like, "You literally did nothing wrong." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." So that's how my school worked. Insane, I know. It was just, I had to hold, I was like laughing. He was like, why are you laughing? I'm like, because I didn't do anything. Like, what are you doing? Like, oh my God. It was just insane. I'm telling you, it was something else. So anyway, yeah, that was it, that. And, I ended up getting detention. So it was just insane, honestly. Like, I can't even like begin. And you know what? Like, there was this guy that was in that class, and I'm pretty sure like maybe he told her I was there because he was like her bestie. And this guy like hit on me so many times and would DM me, but I wasn't interested in him. He like creeped me out. And I'm not even kidding. Like, he turned against me because I rejected him, and then he was threatening to burn my house down. And he was asking my ex-friends for my address so that he could go to my house with the girl who was bullying me and burn my house down and like kill me or something. Like, weird shit. Like, like, oh my God. Like, you know, like, and I was scared of, because I did have friends who didn't like me anymore and knew my address. So I was like genuinely like scared because like I don't want to put my family in danger because people are weird. So yeah, that was just very strange, but it was just an experience. And yeah, so 10th grade, and then I had to deal with this other girl. I'm not even gonna get into that because again, it's just useless like shit. Like, these people were just, they hated me for no reason. Like, even when I was dressing normal, they just hated me for some reason. They were obsessed with talking about my body in a negative way. Like, and that's why I had so many issues for years, and, you know, force feeding myself and trying to gain weight and trying to look curvy. Obviously, I don't care about that now if you look at my Instagram posts. But I was just obsessed with that because I was getting tortured every day for it. So you'd understand. But yeah, so, and it was just like, I have so many other stories, but I'm not even gonna get into it. I'll save those for another time. But yeah, and then in 10th grade, like, I had a friend group, and right when I had I started dating this guy, people were very weird when I told them I was dating this guy, which I should have seen as a red flag, but I told them, oh yeah, I'm dating this one. And the way people responded, they were like, oh, okay. And I was just like, why? Why are you saying it like that? And they're like, oh, it's nothing. And then they would just like walk away. Like, isn't that sketchy? Like, oh, it was just really stupid. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm like trying to like clear my throat, but I don't know how to clear my throat. So anyway, as I was saying, like, and when I was dating this guy, like, I was losing my friends, like, but I don't think it was because of that. I think they were just like very strange. I noticed like my best friend, because I had a friend group. It was like 2 girls and some guys, and they were my best friends. I hung out with them all the time. Like, I finally had a friend group because I never had that really. I was in middle school, but they hated me. So, anyway, I had a friend group, and it obviously didn't last, and I noticed my best friend in the group, like, she was starting to be very distant, and she stopped talking to me, and I didn't know why. And then my other friend in the group, she completely, like, turned against me in a way. And they actually both, by the way, apologized. Like, they did, like, either, like, last year or 2 years ago, they did apologize for what they did. So I'm not hating on them. I'm just saying my story about, like, this is a podcast about stories. So, yeah, so no hate to them. I forgave them both because I, again, don't believe in holding grudges. But anyway, so one of the friends, she turned against me, told the school lies about me, and then became best friends with the main girl torturing me all those years. And you would see my surprise when I saw someone who I used to call my best friend calling the girl that she saw all those years torturing me, trying to get me to kill myself, call her best friend. And by the way, this girl I'm talking about, the main girl who bullied me, she has taken a lot of my friends. Like, a lot of the time, I don't know how she finds them, but every time I'd have a friend, that friend would stop talking to me for her. Like, I don't even know how, but that's why I've given up on making friends in this state, because it keeps fucking happening and I give up. So I don't know how everyone knows each other. I mean, it's Rhode Island, everyone knows each other. But that's why I just given up on friends here. I give up. So anyway, yeah, that happened, and it like killed me. It broke my heart. And then my other friend, she stopped talking to me. Just completely stopped talking to me for a girl that she would always talk bad about. And this girl was my friend, and I tried telling her, like, you know, I don't think she really likes you, and they both turned against me. So it was just like, okay. And then the group fell apart. The guys stopped talking to me, and I felt so alone. Like, just so alone. I had nobody, like, other than, like, a boyfriend, but still, like, you know, I had no friends. I lost them all. So and then, you know, the year goes on, and it's a little bit more quiet because the main girl who bullied me dropped out. So I was like, okay. I was like, I can deal with this. And it was, like, quiet for once. Like, I didn't have to, like, sneak in the hallways or anything. And you know how people, like, in movies, like, cry in the bathroom? I couldn't even do that because they would all smoke in the bathroom. Like, all the girls who bullied me would smoke their cigarettes in the bathroom. So I couldn't even, like, go to the bathroom and cry. Like, I had nowhere to go. It was so stupid. But anyway, yeah, so that was 11th grade. And then, obviously, we broke up. And then people started telling me all these things about him. And I was like, oh, wonderful. Okay, so no one in my life has ever been genuine. Everyone has lied to me. And I have a lot of trust issues now. Like, because I've been screwed over by, like, everyone. And that's, again, why I kind of relate to Jenny Humphrey. Like, I know everyone hates her. But I finally got HBO Max. And I was watching Gossip Girl yesterday. And there was this scene, it was in season 3, where Blair goes to Jenny and is like, the guy you want doesn't want you. Nobody likes you. Everyone hates you. You might as well leave forever because you'll never be one of us. And when she said that, I cried because I felt like Blair was talking to me, because, like, that's exactly how I feel. And how I felt for years. Like, I still honestly kind of feel like that. Because, again, the one guy I wanted more than anything, there's no hope for that, and, like, I have no friends, so that's how I felt and how I still feel. So, you know, it sucks. And 12th grade came, and it was very quiet. Like, it was just, like, since most of the people who bullied me, like, either graduated or dropped out, I'm trying to clear my throat, like, I'm dying here. I was left with only, like, the judgy girls who would just kind of, like, stare at you. So I didn't care about them, please. They're harmless. So, no, you know who I had to work? Oh, okay, I need water. Hold on. I have to pause. Okay, I'm back. So, this year, in 12th grade, not this year, but I'm saying back in 12th grade, I didn't have to worry about, oh my God, what is happening? I'm, like, losing my voice. I didn't have to worry about people bullying me. I had to worry about the teachers bullying me. All right, so anyway... So it starts in anthropology class. I had this teacher. She gave a very strange assignment, and it was, is Eminem black or white? And obviously I was like, he's a white man. And she was like, wrong. You are wrong. And I was just like, what? And she was like, oh, well, you know, he grew up, like, in a black neighborhood, so therefore he's black. And I was like, what the fuck is this woman talking about? Like... I'm like, no, he's a white man. She's like, okay, you're all going to write an essay on why either he's black or white. So I did. I wrote an essay about how he's white and he is not black. He has white privilege. He's a white person no matter where he grew up. I put a lot of good points in there, and I failed. She failed me, and I went to her. I was like, yeah, why did you fail me on this? Because I did exactly what you told me. And she's like, because you're wrong, because he's black. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, am I in a fucking movie? Like, what is wrong with this woman? Like, why is she saying Eminem is not white? Like, I felt like I was like, I was going insane. and she hated me because I was me and this girl in my class, we were friends, and we were the only ones who said that, well, probably not the only ones, but the very small percent that said he was white. Everyone else agreed with the teacher, and I was just like, what is going on? Where am I? And a lot of them just wrote that he was so that they could pass, but I'm not that type of person. I'm not gonna lie in an essay just so I could get a good grade. I'm not gonna do that. That's just stupid. So yeah, this teacher was very weird. She also had an assignment where we had to design our own headstones, tombstones or whatever, and my friend was like, I'm not doing that, because she was a very spiritual person, and obviously I didn't want to do it either, and teacher was like, no, you have to do it though, you have to design your own headstone. So we had to do that. Very strange. And this teacher, now my desk was right next to hers, right next to her, but she thought I was this dumb bimbo airhead that was stupid. And she would literally, every time a male student would walk into the class, she would talk shit about me to them. I was right there. I was like, I can hear her. She was like, oh, she's a bitch, she's annoying. I'm like, what? I'm sorry, are you 5? What is happening? What did I do? And she spent the whole year hating me, hating me. And there were these 2 kids in the class. Oh God, they were a nightmare. And they hated me, and they were always on her side, and they treated her she was their mom or something. And they were always talking bad about me to her when I was not there, or even when I was there. I mean, and I remember there was this time in class, and it was the end of class. I was not having it because I was dealing with something with an ex or something. I don't know, but it was just a lot. And I was redoing my makeup because after every class, at the end of the class, I redo my makeup, gotta look good, just in case people want to take photos of me in the hallway. So, I was doing my lipstick. The teacher, she looks at me, she's like, Bella, what's the meaning of love? And I was just like, someone who's never actually been loved by any guy. I was like, it's, 2 people who care about each other and want to be with each other forever. She was like, that's selfish. And then this stupid little boy, oh my God, this guy, I'm not even kidding, he looked like the blonde kid from Polar Express. Just imagine that kid in your class constantly talking about you. Just imagine, all right? The fucking blonde kid from Polar Express. And he was like, she didn't even put her lipstick down, she's such a bitch. And then a teacher was like, oh yeah, I hate, this is after the bell rang, and they were all bonding over hating me, and she was like, yeah, she's so annoying, she's a selfish, bitch or something, and I was like, what is wrong with these people? Oh my God, you are a grown woman in your 60s, and you're out here, talking shit about a 17-year-old to other 17-year-olds, it's just insane. I was just like, what the hell? So yeah, that was very strange. Very weird. So also in 12th grade, in 12th grade a lot happened, but yeah. And also, actually back to her, another thing happened. So pretty much it was the end of the year with the yearbooks, and we apparently, if they didn't put in your quote, they put your address in, and I was terrified because obviously, like I said before, people wanted to know my address because they wanted to hurt me. And I was running to my friend with the yearbook, and I come back, and my friend was like, oh, you would not believe what she just said about you. And I was like, oh God. I'm like, just tell me. And she said that the teacher was talking to people. She was like, maybe if Bella didn't start beef with everyone, maybe people would want to go to her house. It's all her fault. I'm like, what the fuck? First of all, bitch, you old bitch. She literally, first of all, I never started anything. All the people who bullied me, I never even spoken to. I don't start beef with people. First of all, I'm vegan. I don't eat meat, so there's your information. I don't eat meat. So anyway, I'm not starting beef with people. They're starting it with me. And the fact that you're sitting here at your grown age, gossiping about a 17-year-old girl you know nothing about. Like, it says a lot about you. So that really pissed me off how she said that. Yeah, she was a nightmare. Anyone who has her as a teacher now, I feel very bad for you. So yeah, anyway. Oh no, I'm at 10% battery. Okay, I gotta hurry this up. Okay, so another thing that happened that year. So I was in art class, and so in art class, I was talking to this guy, and I really liked him. Like, he always talked to me, and like, we would sit and talk to each other and stuff. And of course, again, he left me for a blonde girl and stopped talking to me and went to prom with the blonde girl, which that happens constantly, which, by the way, people think just because I said that guys always leave me for blonde girls that I hate blondes. I never said that. Like, my best friend is blonde. Like, I love my blondes. I'm just saying, like, that's just what happened. Like, that's why I can't get a boyfriend, because of my hair color. And they always left me for the curvy blonde girls. Like, that's just what happened. So I was stressed out about that. And my English teacher, I loved her. She was just so sweet. But she did make comments about my body that upset me. Like, she'd ask if I eat. But honestly, like, it's like, you know, whatever. Everyone said that to me constantly, and they still do. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I was dealing with that. And while I'm in art class, I get a text, and it's from a fake number. And it's a paragraph. And at first it starts off with a slur, and I didn't know what it was. Like, I've never heard this slur in my life. Apparently it's like a Spanish, like, person's, like a slur against someone who's Spanish, which I'm not Spanish, which is weird. They kept using that word. I'm not going to obviously say the word because I don't say slurs, but it was a slur, and they kept using it, which was very strange to me. But anyway, and they were just like, I'm going to wait for you at the end of the day at school, and I'm going to beat you up, and I'm going to you deserve to die, and you are an awful person for everything you've said. And I was just like, I didn't even say anything. What are you people talking about? And what's interesting is they were accusing me of saying these things that my ex-friend, like the lies that she told everyone about me, that's what they were talking about. But it couldn't have been her, because she would have never used those slurs. So that's why it was weird. So this person threatening me, and I was like fucking up around with it. I was like, oh, I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who Bella is. Sorry, like, not her. And the text was like, I know this is you, Bella. You can't hide from me anymore. I know this is your number. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, what am I, in Pretty Little Liars? Like, I was like, what is my life? And I went to my art teacher, and I was like, should I, like, go to the office? Because I'm getting, like, threatening texts. And she was like, yeah, I think you should go to the office. So I went. And let me tell you, the cop at the school is so unhelpful. I went to him, and he was like, oh, let me try to trace, like, who this, like, the number. And he was like, is there anybody who could have said something like this to you? And I was like, yeah, I spent all my years of high school being threatened and bullied. So yeah, a lot of people. And he was like, oh, and the school did nothing about it? I'm like, no, they did not. And he was like, oh. So he could not find the number because it was a fake made up number. And he was like, oh, sorry. I'm like, what? That's it? And he was like, yeah, sorry, I can't find it. So good luck. I was like, what? Oh, what do you mean good luck? Dude, like, what if this person's actually, like, dangerous? Like, I was like, okay. I was scared, and I was about to go on vacation, too. This was, like, right before April vacation, and my parents were, like, scared to leave the house alone. So we had, like, neighbors to kind of, like, watch the house for the week, because we were like, what the hell? Like, they said they were going to find me. And so I left early that day. And thankfully they weren't there when I went outside, because they said they were waiting at the end of the day. So I left early and went home. And it was just weird. Like, I never heard from them again because I blocked them. I was just like, I really wonder, like, till this day, like, who was that? Like, who was texting me those weird things and, like, threatening me or whatever and using weird racial slurs? I don't know. It was just so weird. And yeah, so that was, I don't know if that was 11th or 12th. I feel like that was actually 11th grade that happened. I don't know if that was 12th grade, but it was, I think it was 11th grade. But yeah, anyway, 12th grade was still like with the teacher. I was just like, ugh. And, but like I said, the English teacher, she always tried to help me because she felt bad because that guy that I was talking to was in that class, and when she found out he stopped talking to me and went to prom with someone else, she was like so pissed off. I was like, I know, like, she was like, you deserve better. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not gonna find anyone. So but yeah, so it was really annoying, but it was funny because she stopped me before going to class once and was like, your ex is here to see you. I was like, what? I was like, he graduated. Why is he here? She was like, I don't know. He came in saying he's looking for you. So she made me hide in a class. She literally made me hide in another class, which was like so nice of her because I didn't want to deal with that. Like I was already having a bad day. So again, like, you know, there were some nice teachers, definitely. Like my theater teacher in high school, I loved her to death. I love her. Like she was crazy, but I love that. Like I loved her vibes. So, but most of the teachers were not very good people. And please, the vice principal, I hate that man. I don't know if he's still in charge. I hope not, because guess what? If you're getting bullied, nothing's gonna fucking happen. You're not gonna get any help, and that's it. So, yeah, I don't know, but that was my high school experience, and everyone thought I was going to either drop out or do online school, and I walked across that stage in pink 7-inch platform heels, so so that was like my last kind of like, you know, fuck everything and I wear what I want when I want kind of moment, because in 12th grade I went back to like the pink 2000s thing, which everyone keeps asking, are you gonna bring it back? No, I'm not. Like, leave me alone. Like, I'm done with that style. Like, I'm done. But it reminds me of high school, so I can't. But yeah, that's it. You guys wanted to know some stories and my high school experience, and that's it. That's just the gist of it. There's honestly so many stories, but I can't even, like, there's just a lot, and most of them I probably forgot about, I'm gonna be honest, like, deep in my memory. But yeah, so you guys wanted an episode about it, I gave you that. So yeah, and please, anybody from my past, do not come back. I don't want you here. I'm not going to mention your names, so you don't have to get angry at me for telling my stories, all right? Nobody knows who you are, and you should be thankful nobody knows who you are. But yeah, so don't come for me. I'm just telling my story because people want to hear it, and yeah, so I don't know if anyone else is dealing with that in high school. I don't know. I haven't been in high school in years. I graduated like 2019, but I don't know, that was my experience and why I am traumatized and have severe mental illness now. So yeah, that was that episode. This is a very long episode. It's almost an hour long, which is insane. So I don't know if I'm going to repost this on YouTube just because it's going to take several years to post and upload. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Not watching, listening. I'm so fucking stupid and used to YouTube. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.